Добро вечер за амбасадорот на Европската унија во Македонија Самуел Жбогар. Благодарам амбасадоре што сте вечерва дел од топ тема на ваша страна.
Добро вечер, благодарам на вас.
Ова интервју го правиме во денот кога тече дебатата во грчкиот парламент во однос на довербата на владата на Ципрас, а од тоа секако зависи и ратификацијата на договорот за името, кој што веројатно ќе се одржи на почетокот на идната недела. Очекувате ли позитивен исход од гласањето, односно да се ратификува овој договор и со тоа конечно да заврши целата оваа работа околу промената на името на Македонија?
Yes, we hope for positive development. We hope for ratification of the Prespa agreement in Athens as well. To solve a problem that was there unsolvable for so many years, you need a lot of determination, a lot of commitment, and you need leadership. And we've seen this leadership on both sides when they signed the agreement last year. So I believe that also Prime Minister in Greece will bring the deal to the end, as was the case here. The Prespa agreement is win-win for so many things. I mean, first it solves the problems between two countries. It turns your neighbor into partner and a friend. It opens the Euro-Atlantic path widely for your country. It's a boost to the hope for the whole region that things can be solved. But it's a lesson to Europe as well. It's a lesson that there is a solution for every problem. If you have the right leadership, if you have determination, if you have courage to go through. Every country in the region has problems, and this is the optimism they're getting, that they can solve problems themselves as well. But also for us in Europe, we have our own problems. I think it's also a lesson for us that, if you are determined enough, no problem is unsolvable.
Европската унија даде многу напори за да се реши овој проблем. Меѓутоа, бидејќи денеска имаме изјава од рускиот председател Владимир Путин кој вели дека постои надворешен притисок за зачленување на Македонија во Европската унија, и Лавров на оваа изјава додаде дека Москва не е против договорот меѓу Скопје и Атина, за нив е спорен легитимитетот на процесот. Оваа изјава на Путин упатува дека смета дека постоел надворешен притисок, веројатно на Унијата и други фактори и надворешни, за да се реши проблемот. Како ја коментирате оваа изјава на Путин?
What I saw was that the pressure was mostly from inside. The pressure that after 27 years, this problem needs to be solved. The pressure from citizens that after so many years, they want to move forward. And almost everybody in this country is supporting the membership in the European Union. That's where they see the future. That's where the students go to study. That's where the investments are coming from. That's where the trade, your export is going to. So it's pretty obviously that your future is linked to the European Union. And I saw the pressure coming from inside that this finally changes, that you start moving closer to the European Union since you are stuck because of this problem for so long. I saw the pressure there from inside. We provided only encouragement to the leadership on both sides to go ahead and try to find a solution. Solution was found only between the two negotiators and the two prime ministers with the help of the UN facilitator.
Подпишувањето на договорот и гласањето во парламентот во Македонија и очекувањата позитивни од Грција придонесува за стабилноста во регионот. Ова беше коментарот и на најголем број на ваши колеги на земјите членки од Европската унија. Колку со ова навистина е затворено прашањето за безбедноста во Македонија и во регионот, меѓутоа од друга страна да напоменам дека се уште се решава прашањето меѓу Белград и Приштина и верувам дека додека не се затвори тоа прашање, сепак во регионот не можеме да зборуваме за целосно затварање на прашањето за безбедноста.
I think that this Prespa agreement, I said before, it was the boost of hope to the region that unsolvable problems are solvable, that there is a solution for every problem. You know, for so many years, it seemed impossible to find a solution to your problem with Greece. And here we are with waiting to see ratification in Athens. So I think this was the boost of optimism for the region, that also other problems in the territory of former Yugoslavia can find solutions, because every country has a problem. And it's been almost 30 years since the collapse of Yugoslavia, and it's time that these problems get solutions. So yes, I think this is a boost also for Kosovo and Serbia to find a solution. We are seeing that, that a lot of discussion is going on, and we hope that they will find a solution that can be acceptable for both sides as well.
Сепак, за да влезе Македонија во Европската Унија, потребни се уште многу чекори, услови кои што се поставени пред незе. Видовме дека една од најглучните реформи што Македонија треба да ги направи се реформите во правосудниот систем, во судството. Но од друга страна, за да се постигне договорот за името, токму правниот систем или тие прашања беа нарушени. Беше дадена амнестија заради настаните 27 април. Дури се смени член од кривичниот закон за да може да не одговара некои од пратениците кои што треба да гласат. И веднаш тука ние новинарите искоментиравме. Ние можеби ќе затвориме едно многу битно прашање од надворешната политика, меѓутоа ќе немаме правната држава. Како гледате на овие факти и како е можно Европската Унија да дозволи една земја која преферира да биде земја членка да се доведе на едно вакво ниво нарушење на правото заради остварување на политички цели?
Well, on judiciary and the rule of law, I think many things were done in the past months or in the past years. There was a lot of laws that were reformed. There are also some ongoing laws that are about to be adopted in the parliament. So I think the legal construction for the rule of law, it's in place, or it's going to be in place. I think this is going very well, and I think this is good. What of course is still missing is what our expert Pribe said in his report, the change of mentality, the change of behavior. I think that's where still we'll need a lot of work. And I think we'll all need to help judiciary become more independent, to resist to the political interferences that you were mentioning, to become more professional, to become more honest, to become more efficient, to become stronger, more self-confident. Yes, that's still a long road on that one. It's easier to adopt the laws, but to change the behavior of judiciary, which we all want to see, it's a process, and it needs more time. But apart from time, it needs also political commitment, or commitment of judiciary, but also of politics. And I believe that if you were able to if you're able to show such determination, courage, commitment to solve the name issue, as we've seen in the past year, and if you show the same commitment, or politicians show the same commitment toward the rule of law, to establishment, to fixing the rule of law, to changing the behavior, to rebuilding the trust of citizens in judiciary, then I think we'll have result. And I think then we will see the change. And when this happens, I think we will recognize this change. But I think this is it's still to come. About the amnesty that you mentioned, we understood that there is this huge polarization, or we witnessed this huge polarization that exists still in the country, in society, in politics, or probably in politics spreading into society, which is really not good. It was very poisoning. And so from that point, we saw reconciliation initiative, including with the amnesty for the 27th of April, as an attempt to bring the society together for all the strategic goals that are ahead of you, and where you need really everybody on board, where you need every talent being from the opposition or the government on board to reach your strategic goals, EU and NATO membership. So from that sense, we saw logic in the amnesty of those who didn't participate in violent acts in the parliament and also were not part of the organizers.
Меѓутоа, разочарувањето на граѓаните во Македонија е дека секогаш белите вратоврски, односно политичарите, добиваат амнестии, дури и промена на закони за да не одговараат, за разлика од обичните луѓе кои мора да одговараат пред законот. Сведоци сме дека на ниту еден политичар или некој што ја злоупотребил службената должност не му е ниту конфискуван имотот. Во таа насока, можете како го коментирате тоа разочарување на луѓето, дека всушност државата не се бори, ниту судската власт, па ниту законодавната извршната, доволно силно против корупцијата или против кршењето на законите?
Yeah, I think I would agree here that much more needs to be done on fighting corruption. Of course, there was some prosecution done, there was some investigation and prosecution done on corruption cases by Special Prosecution Office, by Minister of Interior, Financial Police, by Public Prosecutor. Yes, there were some cases, but definitely is not enough, and also not enough of convictions. And also, to confirm what you're saying, is the index of Transparency International, according to which the perception of corruption is here the highest in the whole region, which is worrying. So yes, I think this should be alarm for judiciary, for politicians, that something needs to be done. We hope that the new law that is now just being discussed in the Parliament on a Commission for Prevention of Corruption will bring some fresh air in fighting corruption, because this commission is very important. It should get appropriate powers, it should get resources, it should get expert people who would then look into the property of politicians, get justification, and investigate if some property was, if some politicians are more rich than they should be according to the earnings that they had. So I think that commission is very important. It's not functioning now for many months, and we're really looking forward that this law comes into effect and that the new commission starts as soon as possible. So this is one area where maybe we will see then more fight against corruption, against, you said, white collars, against politicians. And then, of course, it's the Special Prosecutor Office and the Public Prosecutor, Public Prosecutorial Office that should focus more on fighting corruption of politicians, no matter from which party they are coming, the governing or opposition.
Очигледно се зависи од политичката волја, дури и законот за антикорупцијската комисија повторно беше вратен на разгледување од страна на Европската Унија заради тоа што не го направија тоа што им беше советувано. Тоа да биде независно тело, создадено од независна комисија, не поврзано со поранешни функционери. Она на што запна и денеска расправата беше финансирањето на политичките партии. Сакам да кажам дека дури и кога треба да се формира едно вакво тело, политичките партии, било да е власт или опозицијата, го гледаат само сопствениот интерес и само околу тоа се расправаат, не исполнувајќи ги условите од Европската Унија. Верувате ли дека ова конечно ќе се надмине и дека ќе се донесе еден закон за антикорупцијска комисија кој што ќе биде надвор од политичкото влијание и од раката на политичките партии?
Look, you made the agreement with Greece, but there are more conditions for opening negotiations with the European Union. And ministers last year said that you need to continue reforms and you need to deepen reforms. We don't have many months until June when ministers will be deciding. So in those few months, we need to, I'm speaking also, together with you, we need to demonstrate to member states that there is a change in reforms, that there are reforms done and that there is a change in behavior. So there's not much time, and there's not many cases wherein you can show the difference, because in judiciary also you need a lot of time to show the difference. And Commission on Anti-Corruption is one of these cases when you can show that this is different. You can show that this is a new commission with stronger powers, with good people there who are independent from politicians and who will actually start investigating some politicians. That would be a very good case for the ministers in June to say, yes, this is the country that is really determined to do the right things, as they did it with the name. So that's why I hope that the Parliament will follow the draft that was prepared by the government and agreed with the European Union, and that the Commission will keep the powers that are currently in the draft law.
Токму тоа ми беше и следното прашање: колку Македонија може да очекува позитивен извештај со оглед на состојбата во борбата против корупција, криминал, реформи во судството, и колку може да очекува во јуни позитивно мислење ако само го промени името, а не го направи она што го побара прибе и останатите услови за влез во Унијата. Вие не можете да прогнозирате, меѓутоа какви се вашите размислувања, колку ризикува Македонија да смета само на тоа дека го промени името и еве сега тоа е доволно?
Well, the agreement with Greece is big. It was a big step that you did. Changing constitution. It's a big commitment. It's a show, a big demonstration of big commitment toward European Union values and hope for membership. But it's not going to be enough if we don't see results in the reforms as well. I think the best would be for people here, for citizens here, to see the change. If people here, if citizens here will see that there is a change in doing politics, in doing governance, in judiciary, then for sure we will recognize that change as well. But we would need to see this change. And I hope that now that the Prespa agreement is over, that the constitution was changed, that now really all the efforts and the same determination, the same honesty, sincerity in commitment will be addressed toward doing this change, to demonstrating first to your people, because I hear from your people that they are eager to see the change of behavior, of doing politics in the country. And if people will recognize finally that they say, now things are really changing now, as we were hoping, then I'm pretty sure that we will that member states or the ministers will recognize this change also in June.
Ова една од пофалбите на промените што ги направи реформите Македонија беше во безбедносниот систем, односно преструктурирањето на управата за безбедност и контраразузнавање. Меѓутоа, бегството на Груевски покажа дека во оваа држава не постои безбедносен систем или систем на поврзаност помеѓу институциите, или пак полицијата, судството, обвинителството. До денеска никој не понесе одговорност од ниту една институција за бегството на Груевски. Како ова го коментирате?
Well, first, I understand that part of the reforms is also the reform of the UBK, and that the government has the full plan and everything is being prepared, how this should be done better in the future. Also how the coordination of different security services could be done in the country. But I understand frustration of citizens because of this escape. But we shouldn't jump at conclusions who is responsible. I think we should wait for investigation which is going on. I understand the prosecutor is looking into, is investigating, and we should wait for her conclusions, results of this investigation, which probably will indicate how it happened and also whose responsibility was it that it happened what it happened.
Меѓутоа, како коментирате затоа што никој не понесе морална одговорност од страна на оние што беа ставени на функции кои што всушност требаше да не дозволат такво нешто?
Because probably they wait to see the full picture of how it happened and where were where were the weak links, let's say, in the system, and probably after that the consequences will come. But I think we'll have to wait for the results of investigation, for the prosecutor to come out and tell us how it happened, and then I'm sure the consequences will come, also political and moral one.
Со оглед на тоа што ВМРО-ДПМН не ја поддржа промената на името, на некој начин тивко го бойкотираше и референдумот, какви се вашите односи како амбасадор со ВМРО-ДПМН и со лидерот Мицковски? Ве кога последен пат сте се сретнали, за што сте разговарали?
You know, as a diplomat, as diplomats, we need to remain in contacts with all political forces in the country, and we do. And I have contacts with all opposition segments, let's say. Of course, with the main opposition party, with the leader Mickoski, with the members of the parliament from his party. I have contacts with the group of 8. I have contacts with the leaders of Albanian oppositions in the parliament. So I think these are regular contacts that are important for our work as well. Opposition is very important in every society. Active opposition is very important because it keeps the government accountable. You know, it needs to keep somehow control on the government with the powers that they have, which are mostly in the parliament. Of course, they have also certain responsibility, which is responsibility for the interests of the country. They also have to put the interests of the country first before the interests of the party or anything else. And I hope that now, when the Prespa agreement has been ratified, the constitution has been changed, that now everybody can join forces to work on the strategic goals, which is the EU and NATO membership, for which, as I said before, you really need everybody on board. You would be so much successful if you work together.
За крај, Македонија како да живее во еден свој собствен свет, меѓутоа најбитното прашање денеска за Европа е што ќе се случи со договорот за Брекзит, а и гласањето на доверба на владата на Меј. Какво е вашето мислење за едно многу комплицирано прашање што сега се појави и можните 5 сценарија или колку и да се за разврска на оваа криза во Британија?
Well, I have to repeat what our leaders have been saying from the first day that Brexit referendum succeeded, that we are very sorry, indeed very sorry, that UK citizens decided to leave the Union, but this is the fact that we have to accept. And that followed, the negotiations followed, and now we have a deal that we believe is the best possible deal between the EU and UK for an orderly exit of a member state. So of course we regret and we are disappointed that Prime Minister May was not successful in convincing her parliament for the support of this deal, and we will have to wait now for UK to tell us what are the next steps, what is their proposal. We still believe this is the best possible deal. Member states supported and stood behind this deal. And we want an orderly exit. But after yesterday, I think the Commission even increased preparations for all kind of options that will be coming out. But we remain committed to the deal that it is here and wait for the UK to tell us what's their proposal, what's the plan.
Господин амбасадор Жбогар, ви благодарам што бевте дел од топ тема на ваша страна вечерва и за ова интервју.
Thank you very much for having me. Благодарам многу.